Let's talk about some books, right? That's what we do. We talk about books. No.
Yeah, we rebranded to Live Breathe Books.
And
Yeah.
books and sewing. We're going to talk about
Live book film.
Live Breathe Literature. It's the classy podcast.
Lizards, books, and film. Got that niche right there. You like lizards? You like books? You like film? Come on down.
Everyone's welcome.
Be.
All right, then. Well, welcome to Live Breathe Film, episode 58. You heard it correctly, Live Breathe Film. If you've been streaming, you might think it's Live Breathe Literature, one of these other goofy names, but it is Live Breathe Film. And you're here with Corey, Doug, JP, and Murph. Thanks as always for joining us. Today we're going to be running through all the new films that debuted in November, which we've seen,
not registered.
Other than Eternals, since we've covered that one already. But before we get to that, let's run through some news and our thoughts on the first few episodes of Hawkeye. All right, guys, for news, we really got two things. We've got a couple announcements for new films that we know are going to be coming out, which are pretty exciting ones. And then we've got our fall box office update. As far as announcements, I don't know if you guys all saw this, but sounds like it's pretty much set in stone that we're getting another Tom Holland Spider-Man Trilogy.
Yeah.
So, cool news. He's still very young, like still substantially younger than Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were when they were first cast in the role. So, it makes sense. Maybe this will be like a college-age trilogy or college, post-college, something like that. We don't really know too much. We'll probably know a lot more after No Way Home comes out in just a few weeks, which is pretty exciting.
Any guesses on what because like this trilogy, Home was clearly the word that they focused on. Any guesses what they go to?
Gnome.
I don't know, because I never would have predicted Home would be what would be the main word for the last trilogy. Yeah. It's just such a random word, so yeah, I don't know.
I have a bold prediction. I think every single title is going to have the word spider in it.
There you go.
That sounds accurate.
I think I got it. I think I nailed it.
That's fair.
We'll see.
I'm sure they're going to continue that thread where they're just going to...
Spider?
Spider. Where they're going to like have just a play on a word for each movie. You know?
That'd be nice. It'd be fun. It'd be cheeky. I like that.
Yeah, but the good news is that Sony and Marvel Studios are going to continue to play nice.
Capture,
not so registered. Feige will still be producing. Peter Parker will still be in the MCU. Everything like that. Now the only thing that needs to take place is getting Tom Holland to sign the dotted line. I doubt we get John Watts back as the director, since he's going to be doing Fantastic Four for Marvel. So most likely he will be too busy to be doing both of those. So we'll probably get a new director for this trilogy. And then they talk about Zendaya getting her re-upped, assuming that she survives this latest film.
It's all smokescreen. She's dying when she falls off that cliff.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think could be it. Too.
He's not gonna die.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen.
I think she's.
I don't think they spoil it in the trailer. That would be pretty stupid.
That'd be bold as fuck.
Yeah.
There's no way home for Zendaya. It's been in front of us the whole time.
Sam Raimi directing the new trilogy. Bring him home.
Yes, please.
Have him do
complete rehash of the original Sam Raimi, but with Tom Holland.
Yeah, we'll see if he jumps from Doctor Strange back to Spider-Man.
Was anyone super shocked by this?
There's a chance about a new trilogy.
Am I like jaded or like just naive?
I wasn't shocked.
Yeah, I just assumed this was going to happen because people like to print money.
Yeah,
and
I mean, money. Like we talked about, I mean, Tom Holland's so young. Like, he's talked about how much he loves playing the character, and he's even mentioned in the press fairly recently about doing 3 more. So, I mean, this really isn't much of a shock at all.
Oh, so he spoiled that too.
Yeah, basically. What I'm more interested about would be finding out like how many films total he's going to be doing for Marvel. Like the first time they made the deal with Marvel Studios. It
SWB
was, I
audio
believe,
capture
the
not
2 Spider-Man
registered.
films and 3 additional MCU films, which ended up being Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. And then they re-upped on Far From Home and an additional MCU movie, which we don't know what that film is yet. So as of now, he will be in one more film on the current contract after No Way Home.
So he's probably going to voice himself in that cartoon Spider-Man thing. More than likely.
They didn't say his name, which was surprising, but maybe they're waiting until this deal.
What MCU
Yeah.
Because they didn't announce. I don't think they announced who was doing the voice of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
But they did.
I was just feeling like
Sorry,
that's
you go.
probably something he'll do.
Yeah, I mean, they did use a different voice for What If, but I mean, that was a What If. I mean, it was a one-off thing. They've used plenty of different voices for it. I think that would probably be part of this deal. I hope so, because I mean, I'd be more interested in watching that show if it feels like it's actually a part of the series than some second-rate guy doing a Tom Holland impression.
Yeah.
But yeah, in a few weeks we will likely have a much greater picture of what's going on with Spider-Man in the MCU post 2021. So yeah, our other announcement as far as a new film with talent involved is a new Martin Scorsese movie starring Jonah Hill as Jerry Garcia. It is a Jerry Garcia biopic and a reunion between Martin Scorsese and Jonah Hill after The Wolf of Wall Street. First time working together since then. I think, what was it, Doug? You didn't see this.
SWB audio capture not
Like, you
registered.
don't see it as good casting.
I just don't like. If I was trying to cast Jerry Garcia, I think Jonah Hill would be pretty far down the list of people that I would come to mind. They're just like, there's nothing about Jonah Hill. What, he's got like a beard?
He has a beard, yes.
Does have a beard.
Is that, but like, that's the only resemblance I see of him. Like, what else does Jonah Hill and Jerry Garcia have?
Is he still fat, Jonah Hill?
No,
Oh.
at least not.
Jerry Garcia was kind of fat, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
he was like portly.
there's
yeah.
also prosthetics and stuff. I mean, does Christian Bale look anything like Dick Cheney?
Well, Christian Bale's not a human being, though. That's the
true.
difference.
Christian
It's
Bale
like
also
Christian
was-
Bale and yeah.
Yeah, ultimately, I think a good actor can play anyone, or at least certain people, if the people around them think they're the right fit. Yes, I mean, he's not like an instant, like, he doesn't have the hair color, he doesn't have like plenty of things that Jerry Garcia has. Yeah, the face. I don't know what year they're going, like what age they're going with as far as Jerry Garcia.
that's a good
'Cause, I mean,
question.
what's Jonah Hill? Probably 35 years old, around that. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what type of biopic this is going to be. If it's going to be something that's focused on only a certain period of time, like a short period, or if it's going to be something that follows, like, goes more Walk Hard like and follows his whole life story. It seems to be the thing lately that people just make biopics about a short period, kind of like Lincoln, focusing on just like a specific instance in a famous person's life. So kind of expecting that. So maybe they go with something where it's age appropriate. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I'm excited about the idea of Jonah Hill working with
SWB
Scorsese
audio
again,
capture
and
not
Scorsese making another
registered.
movie after Killers of the Flower Moon. Because I mean, at this point, he's 80 something years old. I think he just turned 81 or something like that, or just turned 80. So, I mean, the more the merrier at this point from him.
Yeah. Not to go completely off topic, but I was in an open mic night the other night and someone was singing Let's Duet.
Nice.
From Walk Hard. So
That's awesome.
That was great. I love that.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that caught me off guard.
And Marty just turned 79.
Just turned
Damn.
7.
I,
Okay. Wow.
I aged him up a little bit.
Yeah, spring
But,
chicken.
yeah,
I-
exactly.
I mean, I could definitely see Jonah Hill doing it. He's a good actor, but he's definitely not my I don't even know who I would cast as Jerry Garcia, but Jonah Hill was
That would have been my follow-up question. Is there somebody in mind that you think, or anyone thinks would have been a
I don't know.
logical person?
I don't give a shit about Jerry Garcia.
Yeah, that's so that I fan casted a lot of different things. That's been so far from my mind.
John C. Riley.
That's fair.
That's a terrible.
I mean, no, John C. Riley is the correct answer to anything. The Renaissance man.
Yeah, that's a
All right.
hard.
Well, if one comes to mind in the future, then let us know on a future episode, or if anyone listening has a dream casting in mind for Jerry Garcia, by all means, comment or whatnot.
The only way I know what Jerry Garcia looks like is from what's that Chappelle movie with the fucking weed movie with
Half Baked.
Yeah, it's from Half Baked, and it's not even Jerry Garcia. That's the only time I think I've ever seen anything near Jerry Garcia. Is he on the ice cream box?
SWB audio capture not registered.
Jerry Garcia? Well, yeah, I've never seen what Jerry
Or
Garcia looks like.
maybe there's like something that's supposed to like resemble him, but is ice cream? I don't know.
I just know he's a chubby guy with a guitar. That's all I know.
Is he in Wayne's World?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Jim Morrison. Wrong, completely different person.
I don't think it's Jim Morrison either, though.
Well, it's not
Jim
actually-
Morrison was long dead
It's
when
not
Wayne's World
actually
came out.
no, but it's not actually Jim
Okay.
Morrison. It's someone who's playing Jim Morrison.
Gotcha.
In the
Val
second-
Kilmer?
No,
He was a good Jim
All
Morrison.
right.
he was.
So
Val Kilmer.
let's move.
There you go.
It was Val Kilmer.
No, Val Kilmer should play Jerry Garcia. But like
Oh.
we got to get him from the past though.
Got it. Val
From the past.
So we'll get a DeLorean, travel back in time.
Doug's on board.
Kidnap
now.
Val
Time
Kilmer.
travel.
Dude, I had the
Yeah,
best line the other day. I was in the grocery store with my wife and I missed an aisle and I said, "Marty, we have to go back." And she didn't hear me. No one heard me. I'm like, fucking my genius is wasted.
Like, it was a damn good one.
It was great.
I wasted it on you, fool.
I wasted it.
Damn. I'm sorry to hear that.
I was fucking proud of that too, yeah.
That is pretty sweet.
It was a good one.
Oh boy.
All right.
Look at him.
Let's go box office. Things have not changed much as far as standings go. They've changed a lot in regards to where our leader had the pool has moved up dollar wise. Doug is far and away first place, about almost 200 million above second place. He's got 471 million.
SWB audio capture
The reason
not
being
registered.
was, well, Ghostbusters Afterlife, along with Eternals continuing to make some money, and very little bits from still The French Dispatch, Dune, and Ron's Gone Wrong. But yeah, over Thanksgiving, I mean, Encanto and Ghostbusters, they both made solid money. It was Encanto's first week, made about 40 million. Not too crazy for an animated film over Thanksgiving, but not bad either. Ghostbusters held pretty well from its first weekend, and what did it make in weekend two, Doug? Around 30 something?
I want to say it was only like 4 or 5 million under Encanto. Like it was
Yeah,
pretty
so
close.
it was like high 30s. So yeah, the family dollar was clearly split over Thanksgiving weekend between those two films. Meanwhile,
Encanto surprised. I thought it was surprising. I expected Encanto to make more. I'm wondering if people are holding out because of it's coming out on Disney Plus in a few weeks.
it definitely could be that. Could be that. Could be them seeing Ghostbusters. Could be bunch of things. Could be people scared still about coronavirus. So
Because those usually make a lot more, don't they? Some of those Disney movies
yes,
over that
I mean-
Thanksgiving weekend.
it does. I mean, this is it was the biggest animated opening since Onward, the weekend before the world went to hell. But yeah, it wasn't exactly like a gangbusters opening in comparison to like Frozen, those type of movies, Wreck-It Ralph, the Pixar movies that have opened over Thanksgiving, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, outside of those, House Gucci opened over Thanksgiving weekend, had the best dramatic opening since late 2019
SWB
when Little
audio
Women came
capture
out.
not registered.
So that was nice
Wow.
to see some pre-COVID numbers for an R-rated drama. So Ridley Scott bounced back after The Last Duel. It seems to be largely thanks to Lady Gaga. Like everyone that I hear who's like not usually like someone who's going to go see a drama film, they note that they're excited about Lady Gaga in the movie. So she seems to have some box office pull, and when it comes to being in the right role.
Wasn't Jared Leto that was pulling everyone into the theater?
Yeah, maybe it was. It could have been.
Best Mario.
See
Could have.
the
Could have
makeup.
been Al Pacino, Adam Driver.
It's always Al
There's
Pacino.
just so many options.
Mhm.
But yeah, other than that, Licorice Pizza that debuted in only 4 screens throughout the country, and pretty cool to know it had the best per screen opening weekend average of all time. So not even like this year or anything. But yeah, just a massive number in film history in regards to being in only 4 theaters. Then on an uglier note, Resident Evil did not do well.
No.
That had the lowest opening weekend in the series so far. Definitely
my
will be the
lord.
lowest.
That is so
Definitely will be the
shocking to me.
lowest of the series.
Yeah.
I imagine it is. You drafted it.
Yeah.
Which is definitely a bummer. I mean, hopefully it makes more internationally. I mean, the series did typically do better internationally than domestic, but yeah, we'll see if that happens again this time. And we'll talk more about Resident Evil later, along with a bunch of these other movies in our future presentation. But yeah, Doug, you're fucking running away with it. With
SWB audio
471 million.
capture
All
not
your films have
registered.
now come out. It looks like you'll probably get up to, I mean, what would you say? Somewhere between 550 and 600 million, looks like at this point.
I don't think I'm gonna go that high. I
550?
think, yeah, I think that's my cap is probably 550. I could see like low 5s to 550.
Yeah, I mean, 4 of them are essentially done. It's really Eternals, which is sort of on its like last weekend was probably its last.
I couldn't even see it.
Number. Yeah, I know. It's already out of theaters because there's so much.
Yeah, it was already out of theaters in the theater in North
Oh, wow.
Carolina that I tried to see it in. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was a bummer.
But you should get at least another 40 million from Ghostbusters, I would say. And yeah, so 550 probably is your ceiling. In second place we have Corey. Bill. He's at 285 million. That's with the opening of Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, Venom still chugging along in the top 10. It's fucking so weird. Meanwhile, The Addams Family 2 and Last Night in Soho are completely not, like, they're not making money anymore at this point. So, Venom, or with these 4 films, you probably won't make too much more, but you still have Nightmare Alley and Sing 2 coming out. So, we'll see what you can do. 200, it seems like it would be pretty tough with just because of the amount of time Sing 2 has in this year.
Yeah.
But
You would have to do massive numbers.
you might be able to get somewhat close to Doug, or at the very least fight for second place. JP is in third with
SWB audio
243
capture
million.
not registered.
So he's catching up to Corey, only 40 million behind. JP, you at this point have had all your movies come out, thanks to Thanksgiving weekend. Don't Look Up is not getting anything resembling a wide release, so House of Gucci is your 6th movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, No Time to Die still making a little bit. Last Duel in Antlers done at this point, and Kanto you'll still make a bunch from potentially over probably through Christmas. It'll still be making money. House of Gucci looks like it can have some legs, just because of the type of movie it is, being a dramatic film. It's not everyone's gonna run out week one. And then Licorice Pizza goes wide on Christmas. With the buzz that has, maybe it can get you some decent money.
Yeah, I expect it to make
for
me
an
about
opening weekend.
$75 more once it comes out wide release. So
Totally
looking forward.
possible.
I'm gonna covet those $75. They're gonna be great.
It killed it in those 4 theaters. So.
It did, yeah. I mean, those 4 theaters were strategically placed to get the most amount of money. I mean, good for them.
It's in like 4 more on Saturday night for sneak previews.
More
theaters. It's in Austin for only 1 screening each Saturday, or on the Saturday, in 35 millimeter. It's in Austin, Chicago, San Francisco, and another one in Brooklyn. Yeah, and then it's staying obviously in the 470 millimeter screens it's in. But yeah, we'll see where you get. You might be fighting along with Corey with second place as well.
I don't think so.
We'll see. Who knows? And then you have me far behind with $20 million.
SWV audio capture
Got
not
my
registered.
2 bombs so far. The Many Saints of Newark and King Richard.
Those HBO Max picks.
Never went HBO Max after the summer. That was very, very poor decision. And I still have one HBO Max movie left. So that
one could actually be. I could see actually doing well. It's a blockbuster.
We'll see. I mean, HBO Max movies peak at $100 million, so I don't know if we're going to get any higher than that.
That's 5 times what you have right now.
Yeah, but for me to get first place, I basically I got to make like $500 million in the last few weeks of the year.
It's a shame you don't have a Spider-Man to. Oh wait.
Yeah, well, we can run through my movies. I do have West Side Story, which has got a lot of buzz. The reviews are through the roof. Not that helped King Richard. Got Spider-Man No Way Home, which looks like it will probably have a top 10 box office opening of all time, despite the fact that we are in the pandemic era. We will see, though, how that goes. Matrix Resurrections on December 22nd. Which is also on HBO Max, and The Kingsman, which I think is ultimately going to die around The Matrix and Spider-Man.
Yeah, probably.
Despite the fact that it's been advertised for close to 3 years.
I'm probably going to go see that, though.
I'm definitely
good.
Gonna see it.
See it.
Pretty excited for that.
All right, all right, that's good.
Did they release pre-sale numbers, like dollar amounts for Spider-Man yet?
Fandango said it was its biggest ever. I mean, what I've been reading is that it's similar to like under Endgame, like overall with pre-sales, but above like Infinity War, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, like everyone. Basically, it's below
audio capture not
above
registered.
everything other than Force Awakens and Endgame, from what I'm seeing, and that's what it felt like pre-ordering the tickets that night. Yeah. I mean, it was a fucking shit show. It was the worst it's been since Force Awakens for me personally.
Sick.
So we'll see. I mean, it'd be insane if it does like the 200, 300 million numbers that fucking Endgame and Force Awakens did. I mean, Endgame made 350 million opening weekend, and Force Awakens 250, and what Infinity War 300, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up now. What it was. Nothing is working.
So, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, I guess I can catch up, but it still will be tough. I mean, 500 million is a lot
could be like
a lot of money.
Win.
Could be an upset.
That could be just like Murph just blows by everybody because of Spider-Man.
Last minute jumper that gets you 500 mil. Love it.
And yeah, I mean, if it does that with only 15 days, that's pretty insane.
I was gonna say 15.
But,
all right.
But it's all holiday time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's the best time of the year for a movie to come out. But we'll see.
Doug.
Until then, it'll be funny to watch my pitiful numbers, and see how much higher everyone else can go. All right. Anything else in regards to box office that anyone wanted to note?
I don't think
Movies
so.
are fake.
All right. Then let's move on to Hawkeye. In our What We Watch section, we're just going to talk one TV show, and then we'll get into the feature presentation where we cover about 4 films from November. That at least a couple of us have
SWB
seen.
audio capture not
Let's talk
registered.
Hawkeye episodes 1 through 3, which is half the show at this point, since it's only a 6-episode piece. But Corey has seen the first 2. Doug and myself have seen all 3 so far. And JP is not seen any. He is not high on Hawkeye.
Not jazzed.
You haven't been high on anything post Loki.
I'm so fucking over Marvel right now.
But you're fucking pumped for Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man will be good, but everything else Marvel can just like fuck off for a while.
Yeah. Next year will probably be more fun because it's like, what do we got? Thor, Doctor Strange,
Ant-Man.
Oh boy.
Ant-Man's 2 years from now.
Oh, really?
Moon Knight, a bunch of those things that She-Hulk. It's got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, there's some things, but right now I'm just like kind of in a Marvel coma.
I hear you. All right. Doug and Corey, as people who have seen at least 2 of the 3, how are you digging it so far? You like the Christmassy vibe? And I mean, it's a very Christmassy vibe.
I'm personally enjoying it. I think it's been refreshing for the most part. The tone is, very lighthearted. I mean, Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye, like, he's no surprise. But I do like how him and Haley Steinfeld is just their banter. I think they're really, really good together. She plays a good Kate Bishop. The villains are ridiculous, at least the villains we've seen thus far. So I definitely enjoying it. I don't think it's anything amazing, but it's been fun. I'm kind of surprised at how much of a Christmas theme it is. Like they really
SWB
went
audio
all in on
capture
that.
not registered.
I mean, the trailer was pretty Christmassy.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't
So they
expecting
kinda
it
lived up
to.
the trailer.
It almost feels like it's like as much Christmas as like a Home Alone movie. Obviously, like very different, but just like in tone of a movie or a show or whatever. It just feels a lot like that.
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie, or Christmas TV show. Kind of reminds you of Die Hard, which is
Not a Christmas movie, so that's
super
weird.
Christmassy and
Best Christmas movie.
Not getting into it. Not getting into this.
it's the time of the year where we get a Die Hard debate. So
Yeah.
So I'm kind of enjoying it, Hawkeye, but I do have a quibble with all these Marvel TV shows that was really apparent to me.
I think I know what you're going to say. Oh, no, I don't.
Okay.
Well, let's hear what you have to say.
You have a series of episodes where presumably you could tell this longer, more in-depth, and more interesting story. And it seems like... Sorry, I don't know what I triggered on my computer, but it was talking to me.
Stop talking shit about
I was
Marvel.
pausing for dramatic effect. But no, it seems like they just spend a lot of the episodes just kind of spinning their wheels instead of developing a story that's more interesting and more in depth. It's just like, oh, we've got 6 episodes to tell this story. Well, we're gonna still probably do a movie worth of story, and then we're just gonna kind of putz around for these other episodes. And they do it in every Marvel TV show I've noticed so far.
They did it in the Netflix shows too. It's just half the episodes this time.
So
yeah, but
really just the amount of fluff that
SWB audio
yeah, there's a lot of
not
and
registered.
Episode 2 really bothered me because it was Hawkeye is like Hawkeye is looking for the Ronin suit,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh, a LARPer has the Ronin suit. So now I've got to go to this LARP competition and fight all these people in this LARP thing and win.
I already
and
That
get
was
my.
kind of
stupid.
forgot
I did
about
find
that.
funny, but it was dumb.
I was like, one, I feel like the LARP thing like kind of got played out already. Like it felt like kind of a dated thing to make fun of.
I mean, role models did it 13 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. It was like, come on, role model. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like role models so long ago, and now we're back to LARPing.
People are still LARPing, Doug. Don't be an anti-LARPer.
A whole
Just
new
like-
generation needs to see LARPers be made fun of.
And then just like it was just like a stupid, like it added nothing to the story to have Jeremy Renner just enter this LARPing competition and fight people with this fake sword to win back the Ronin suit. It was just, I don't know, that pissed me off. I really hated the second episode because it's mainly LARPing. Like
What-
that was the main point of the story.
Was a kid wearing the suit that he wore to murder like
Yes.
tons of people?
Yes.
Yes.
That's kind of fucked up.
Well,
Yeah, and episode 3 kind of has like a scene that looks like it's like more out of Daredevil than anything else. Like the flashback of Ronin killing like a bunch of the people in the Tracksuit Mafia. Like that shit reminded me of Daredevil more than anything else. Like they had blood and everything. Like he was just stabbing people, and it was pretty wild for compared to the rest of the tone of the show. I don't know if you noticed that or thought the same thing, Doug.
yeah, I did kind of think the same thing for episode 3. Episode 3 was
SWB
got
audio
the bad
capture
LARPing
not
episode
registered.
taste out of my mouth. I thought that was their
Yeah.
best episode yet.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. What I was going to say, as far as like the thing that I'm noticing and getting annoyed of, is them hyping up a mystery character. Like all 4 shows have done this so far.
Yep.
We had like the Power Broker in Falcon the Winter Soldier. We had the like man behind the curtain in Loki. I guess in WandaVision, we knew there was somebody behind everything, but for whatever reason, everyone thought it was Mephisto.
That's so weird why they would think that, because it was just Boner the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Agatha Harkness all along. And then, yeah, this time we have what seems to be Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, based on everything that they have shown us and alluded to in episode 3. They made it seem like Echo was this big bad like person in the last scene of episode 2, and then like right in the like beginning of episode 3, it's like, oh well, there's someone bigger than her, and like he's the fucking big tough guy or whatever.
Well,
Her uncle.
yeah, I
He's
was
the
gonna say
kingpin.
she's like her
They don't.
his adopted, like, right? Didn't he adopt her or something like that? Or I don't know.
In
if
the
that's-
Yeah, I heard in the comics Kingpin
Yeah.
adopted.
In this, it's
That,
adopted.
that's
In
what
this,
I
it's an
remember from the
uncle.
comic. Yeah. Okay. So they do.
In this,
follow
they
that.
refer as an uncle. Because
I
yeah,
heard,
you meet her dad like in the show, like up
Right.
until she's like an adult.
I heard somewhere that Vincent D'Onofrio has like tweeted something about like, oh, I'm really liking this Hawkeye show or something.
He's
He's such a-
so fucking clearly like in it.
SWB audio
Well, he's
capture
been doing-
not
You can hear
registered.
his laugh
Yeah.
like in the episode 3. Like they show fucking Kingpin's like suit when he's like patting her on the head with his big fucking Vincent D'Onofrio hands. It couldn't be any more apparent that it's Vincent D'Onofrio. And if they fucking lie to us and it's not, if they fucking boner us again, I'm gonna be really fucking pissed this
The
time.
King Boner.
Yeah, I mean,
It turns out to be Evan Peters.
he hasn't
Oh,
been
my
doing
God.
it.
It's
either.
gonna be Elektra.
Oh,
You're gonna
God.
get that one. You're like, oh, it's just Elektra Kingpin. There you go.
Yeah.
Or Bullseye, but Colin Farrell Bullseye.
But I mean that is cool. I mean I haven't watched the episode yet. I'm going to, but I mean that's exciting. If it ends up not being Boner and being actually Vincent D'Onofrio.
There's no way it's not Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
I mean,
they,
Vincent D'Onofrio gave it away with that tweet.
I didn't see that
Even
tweet,
if, like,
but I mean, in the past, because people have been rumoring it for a while, and his responses don't really, do him any favors. He's just like, yeah, no, I'm not in
it. he's so fucking goofy on Twitter, like in general. So
I don't know what you guys are talking about. What is this show, Hawkeye? Like,
who the fuck's Kingpin? I don't know what you're talking about, man.
But he's being playful with it, I guess. So.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's not outright saying it like Alfred Molina.
Or Mark Ruffalo, or like
Tom Holland.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking snitches in Marvel.
Yeah. Apparently, snitches don't get stitches in the MCU.
No, they get 3 more movie deals.
They get beat up.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe. But yeah, as far as the show goes, episode 3 was definitely the best one. Had the coolest action scenes, even though the CGI is fucking ass.
Is it really bad?
Audio capture.
It is
not
the worst
registered.
CGI in any MCU thing ever.
Dude,
honestly,
worse than some of the stuff in WandaVision.
No,
I would say I would compare it to the 1995 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie.
Oh my god, little
no.
Ivan action?
Yeah, when that purple ooze goes
I
on
knew
the
that's
car,
what you were
it is
talking about.
that is Ivan Ooze level bad.
Like the mech? Oh man, wow.
Marvel, though, has had some bad CGI.
Dude, it's been dropping off so much lately, even in the movies. Like, we were watching Shang-Chi, and I'm like, some of this looks fucking like they skimped out big time.
I think they're just they're overextended themselves.
Yeah, it might just be.
They don't have enough studios to just like churn it out.
Yeah.
Well, whatever
it seems like
it is,
something's going on.
That action scene did well despite the effects around it, because it looked fake fucking the entire time.
Yeah, the purple ooze stuff was definitely like the biggest offender. That was the one that
I can't wait for you guys to see that and tell me what you tell us what you think.
Yeah.
they could have done. Like, why did it have to be purple? Like, I feel like the purple made it look worse. Like, they could have just
yeah, it made it look a lot worse. But yeah, the trick arrows, like all the tricks, just look terrible.
They were fun though.
Yeah, and other than that, they were fun. Echo's character, pretty cool. I like Clint's story a lot during this show. The fact that he's turned into like basically he's close to death at this point. And they did a lot of like, I don't know, Doug, you probably noticed this. The kind of had like a Sound of Metal feel where during the scenes where he didn't have the hearing aid in. Which was pretty interesting. And then just the argument with not so much an argument, but Echo being like, oh, you rely on technology and stuff. It was kind of similar to like how Riz Ahmed gets kicked out of like the home in Sound of Metal because he gets like the cochlear implants, and like it's like the person who's fully deaf like isn't there for like not about like fucking technology at all. Like, I don't know if you've like noticed that at all.
I did not, but now that you say it, I see what you're talking about. Echo's been kind of, I don't know, they did a lot of like to show her backstory and stuff, but just like don't care about that character.
I don't think she could do a spinoff, like carry a spinoff at this point, but
no, I'm not like excited about.
They think she can.
I did dig her background, and I'm enjoying the character so far.
Yeah, I mean, she's fine. I'm waiting to see a character that can carry a TV show, and I just haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not like when the Punisher showed up in Daredevil, and I was like, oh shit, this character's amazing.
If Fisk ends up being in this, then it's possible that rumor will be true, that Daredevil is really, or Echo is really just another Daredevil show. That's what I've been hearing.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Charlie Cox.
Oh.
I mean.
Yeah, I don't know how those two will interact, but like it's a deaf person and a blind person, so like, how the fuck would they interact?
No, I mean, Charlie Cox isn't exactly deaf though. Fucker can see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
what
true.
his like
Like
sonor
I'm like,
version.
yeah, this actress actually is deaf and is like an amputee.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Mm.
which is pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
That they got and Native American as well. So like they
SWB
got like
audio
the exact
capture
character that they
not
were looking
registered.
for based on the comic, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, Haley Steinfeld definitely can carry her own shit. That's clear. I mean,
Yeah.
this is more of a Kate Bishop show than a Clint Barton show. I said that to Corey last week after the first 2 episodes, and I still stand by that at this point.
Yeah, she's great.
Corey, like you said, they have good chemistry. Her and Jeremy Renner. I'm interested to see if Jeremy Renner does anything else after this series ends. I think they're getting to the point with the character that he'll actually like stay retired, or just show up in very small roles like he did in Civil War.
Yeah, I could see
But
that.
very well,
It feels like he's done.
Could be that he's done. Which I think is a better swan song than Black Widow. I don't know if you guys agree.
guess we'll have to
Again,
see how
probably
it
has the
goes.
fact that Black Widow came out after the character was dead and was a prequel versus this, where it would clearly be the end of the road for the character.
Are we still having? Isn't the sister supposed to show up in this show too?
Yeah, she's
Yes.
definitely in it because she was on the.
How do we have time for all of this?
Well, the last episode was only like
episode 2.
and the third episode was only like 35 minutes.
Really? Oh my god!
It's a Marvel fucking Disney Plus show. You don't have time for any of the shit that they put in it.
I really hate how the episodes. I mean, Murph, I've said this to you before. I hate how these Disney Plus shows don't have a set time. Every episode is drastically different from the last in terms of length, and that bothers me. I want like 48 minutes every episode, or whatever it is. Even if it's 35 minutes, just tell me. Like, have it be consistent.
Fuck.
But they have to have a cheeky 32-minute bullshit episode that doesn't tie anything to anything. So you got to have that. They can't stretch a crappy episode for 40 minutes.
It's-
for it.
I guess,
SWB
but it
audio
seems like-
capture
It's unfair to
It
them.
not
seems like
registered.
this 35-minute episode is the best one, from what Doug and Murph are saying.
No, I just mean they're going to have one like bullshit one-off episode that does absolutely nothing to advance the story because it's been like the MO so far for all these shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've
I
got.
got beer all over me. It's like I pissed my pants.
Oh no.
Fucking,
Murph was
I don't know that. Someone
They've got like
shaped
a
my
storytelling
beer.
problem, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Tony Dalton's character is kind of weird.
Is that
Yeah.
I know. Like,
Is that the
I
boyfriend?
would agree with that.
The swordsman.
Yeah, Jack.
yeah,
Swordsman? He's like such a mustache twirling character, like just like that type of villain.
I mean, yeah, he has the mustache that twirls.
But he
so-
plays
Oh, he's got a
lame-
twirly
He
mustache.
plays
huh?
one of the lamest Marvel like villains ever. Fucking swordsman. He's just so lame.
which is impressive since he was like the best villain on one of the best villains in the Breaking Bad universe. So it
Yeah.
clearly has more to do with the writing of this character than him as an
they
actor.
give him like
I would
nothing to do.
say.
He's just like, I really like swords.
Yeah. Well, that's the extent of that character. I don't know what.
Like,
I'm
wow.
hoping that they do more with him, but it doesn't seem like they are. Like he's just
That whole first episode was weird. To me. When she's like hanging out with the rich people,
yeah.
and they're just the dialogue for all of that was just like bizarre. Tony
Yeah.
Dalton's all of his lines were like goofy. That old rich guy that she was talking to, like their whole conversation was weird.
Was the,
Yes, it was.
Was the fencing bit in the second episode or the first episode? I don't remember.
I think that was the second.
Where they like fenced in like the foyer.
Yeah, I think that was the second too.
Yeah, I don't know. That is kind of strange with her.
I'm
mom.
not really. Yeah, anything with her family is
SWB
like,
audio
kinda weird.
capture
Like, they,
not registered.
they can leave the fucking show. Just be, just be fucking Clint's shit and the Tracksuit Mafia stuff.
And the one-eyed
Vera
dog.
Farmiga can leave. Tony
Yeah,
Dalton
the
can
one-eyed
leave.
dog.
And the one-eyed dog, who's not even a one-eyed dog in real life. So
really?
yeah, they don't really care about representation when it comes to one-eyed dogs.
That's a good actor. If that dog can act like it has one eye, damn good actor.
Does that dog have a name?
I was
One-eyed dog.
Pizza Dog or something, Mr. Pizza.
Oh yeah,
What
I
was the
remember
name?
that because he eats this like
Yeah,
pizza.
he gets a name in the third episode, and it's like something with pizza.
Mm.
I
I
think.
thought he gets named Lucky at some point in the comic or something. I don't know.
Real
Pizza
original.
Face. Pizza face. Ugh.
I don't know.
Maybe he does.
That makes so much sense because I was wondering. I was like, my dog was trained so well to like act, and now I know they didn't. They just put a prosthetic or something on the dog or CGI'd
Yeah.
one eye.
Yeah, no, it's not like Parks and Rec where they actually had like the three-legged dog. But all right, that's enough talking about this dog.
That's Hawkeye.
But yeah, anything else about Hawkeye, or we'll get back to it later.
Yeah, I think that's it for me. And
Alrighty.
a couple episodes now, right? Yeah. 3 more.
And let's move on to the films of our feature presentation. Right now, we're going to recap the November 2021 films that we've been seeing, or that we've seen already. Eternals, we're not going to talk about that one since Corey and I recapped that one earlier on another episode, 1 or 2 episodes back. But we are going to talk about Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, and Ghostbusters Afterlife.
SWB audio
So let's
captured,
start
not
with
registered.
what I imagine will be the quickest one to talk about. It's Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. So Corey and myself saw this one. What do we see? We saw like a sneak, the early preview,
Yeah,
right before it came out. Had a big crowd. I thought it would have made a little bit more money.
Did have a big crowd. Yeah.
But apparently, all of the Resident Evil diehards came out for that showing.
Yeah, I liked it, but man, was it just? I mean, it wasn't a great movie, but it was fun. Way better than the other Resident Evil.
It was a good B movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it fucking it's 1,000
Shat on
times
them.
better than the Resident Evil first one that I saw back in 2002. Why, man, that was a long time ago.
to die down here.
Oh my god, that was so bad.
Still had some memorable shit though, like the lasers and stuff.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Does
That
this
was
one
the only thing I remember.
Does this one suffer from no Mila Jovovich?
No, it does not.
Yeah. The actors were good. I only have really one gripe, and I feel like everyone who's played the games had the same gripe with how they portrayed Leon. The actor did a good job, but was not Leon. They just used him as the butt of all the jokes in the movie, which was kind of lame. And I mean, what was that?
I was thinking about that, and I think they were looking ahead to the sequel and making him like show that this like changed him and turned him into like the badass Leon that
make a sequel.
Like people know. Yeah, if they make it, it comes. Ultimately, it was cheap to make, so like if it does well internationally, we'll get a sequel.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I think they had in mind.
Which is
with
fine.
that.
It didn't bother me.
SWB
enough
audio
to,
captured,
completely
not registered.
like his performance or the movie. Claire, I liked. I thought the actors as a whole were good. We talked about this, but like all of the Easter eggs and like the set design was like crazy cool. Because I mean, if you played any of the games, they literally recreate all of the sets from the first 2 games in that movie, like 1-to-1, which was really, really cool, amongst other things. But it definitely was. It was a fun movie, but the story was a little weird because they combined 2 games worth of story into one. I mean, how long was the movie? An hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, probably around there.
And I mean, would you say that like it was kind of too cramped? They kind of cut a lot of stuff out. That probably.
Oh, without a doubt for a video game, yeah. I mean, they also would have had to have a much bigger budget if they stayed more faithful.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it way more than I probably should enjoy it. It's something that I would totally watch again.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was actually pretty good. I thought it was fairly well made.
Yeah.
It's a solid B movie. I actually after the movie, I said I was like, I think I would put this in like my 3 favorite video game adaptations to film. So I mean, not that the competition is strong remotely, but that, to me, that's a pretty positive thing. Like the other 2 movies that are in it are ones I enjoy, and I can't even think about what the first one is right now.
Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the first Mortal Kombat and the new Tomb Raider.
We'll
Those
see how
are
the Uncharted movie
the
is next
the
year.
other 2. Yeah, right.
Um,
Now the hope is that Last of
SWB
Us
audio
just TV
captured,
adaptations better
not
than
registered.
any of the movie adaptations we've seen so far.
yeah. But I think it definitely. I mean, like you said, if it makes enough money, I would definitely see a sequel. I think the director, has kind of like a good. He has like a good pulse on the series. He definitely has taken liberties, but it was his fan film. Like you can tell, his fanfic, fan film type of thing. Within the means that he had. So, yeah. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
That was the only gripe that I had was with Leon. Everything else I really pretty much enjoyed.
Yeah,
thoroughly.
and another note about Leon is I don't think the movie would work as well if all the main characters are all like super badass and like calm throughout this event, like when it's a fucking first time that zombies are ever like attacking. That'd be a little weird. But
Yeah.
I would also see why people would be annoyed with the character changing as much as he did. But yeah, vampire / actor Donald Logue, very good in the film.
Solid.
He was a lot of fun.
Must have been difficult to film when he can only go out at night,
Yeah.
Yeah, very tough for this movie that takes place all at night.
They hit his fangs too, like with the special effects.
They did.
I think a lot of the budget went to that.
Yeah. This is an inside joke. Only people who've watched What We Do in the Shadows would have any idea. But Donald Logue is both an actor and a vampire.
Mm-hmm. And a painter, too. Pretty good painter.
And Neil McDonough from Angels in the Outfield. He was a solid villain as Dr. Birkin. So, overall, I thought the cast was solid. And the film was better than it had really any right to be. King Richard. It's on HBO Max. It's in theaters. Nobody's seeing it in theaters. They're watching it on HBO Max.
SWB audio capture,
Doug,
not registered.
you and myself, we both watched it individually on HBO Max. But yeah, I mean, first things first, Will Smith absolutely kills it. He's got to be the front runner for Best Actor this year, as far as the Oscars go, based on his performance and the fact that he's never won Academy Award previously.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought he did a good job.
Has he played royalty before?
To those listening, Doug shrugged and gave a slightly confused look. Or disagreeing look.
No, I thought he did a good job. He probably is the front runner right now, but I don't think that was an unbeatable performance. I mean, it was definitely a top Will Smith performance.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, what other good? We only have 1 month left in the year. Like it's not an extended Oscar season. I don't know what else will possibly be coming.
I guess what I would say is he doesn't have a ton of competition at the moment.
Okay, fair.
I think if it was a different year, I don't know that he would be the front runner with that performance.
Oh yeah, and it's not even an extended season, but it's a shortened window because the films that came out in January and February were in last year's Oscars. So it's only a 10-month Oscar season this year. So yeah, there's even less competition than usual.
So what else is there? What else is even there left?
Coming out.
Who else is a front runner? Who's Will Smith's competition?
Jared Leto.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Leo, I'm sure he'll be nominated. I don't know who else.
Would
Okay, so then yes, I agree with you. There's nobody else.
Audio capture, not registered.
I can't think of anyone else. I guess it is his lose, right?
Ansel Elgort's supposed to be the worst part about West Side Story, so seems like everything else about the movie's gonna be nominated, but him.
Harold Ramis is Ghost.
The Ghost. Yes.
We'll have to save that because for the Ghostbuster talk. But yeah, it was. I thought Will Smith did a good job. His voice changed a lot, although it like came and went. His Richard Williams voice throughout and like to different degrees came and went, which bugged me a little bit. But I think otherwise, like you could tell he changed the way he walked, his posture, took on different things of the character where you didn't feel like you were always watching Will Smith. Will Smith is such a recognizable character or actor, being that, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and all the big blockbuster movies that he's been in. But the movie's called King Richard. It was a Richard Williams. Will Smith is definitely the star of that movie, with Venus and Serena Williams as characters being like second or third tier characters. They're not really in the movie. The movie that much overall. The movie very clearly revolves around Richard Williams and kind of the character
maybe in the last act, Venus becomes more of a character.
SWB audio capture
especially in the past,
not registered.
20 minutes of the film. But yeah, it's very much like Richard Williams' story over Venus and Serena, and I think it worked just because of how an unorthodox and interesting person he was. He had no right of, or the odds of what he creating two superstars, the way he did it is just unreal. And I didn't know his story like that until seeing this movie. The fact that all the experts you're gonna sabotage your kid's career with these crazy things that you're thinking of doing, and the fact that he was right is just wild.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't clear to me that he was always right. Yeah, he was a very stubborn individual, and his stubbornness helped, in the movie at least, helped Serena and Venus Williams become the stars that they ultimately become. But it seemed like at times his stubbornness was self-destructive and
without a doubt. If he didn't have his wife keeping him in check at times and things like that, he was a frustrating character. Completely different direction.
There were times where you're watching him do or make decisions, and you're fucking I know who these people become, and they're going to become stars, but it feels like it's frustrating watching this character, or watching this Richard Williams person just kind of make these what appear to be foolish decisions. But we gotta talk about John Berenthal.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of us have to shout him out.
Who did an awesome job playing the exact opposite of every character played.
SWB audio capture not registered.
Good-natured, fairly mild-mannered coach. And
a very lighthearted personality.
Yeah,
eager to please. Very
I enjoy watching that character. I thought it was a fun character. Apparently, he actually grew out the mustache. So John Berenthal was committed to this role.
Nice.
And with COVID shooting, he said he had the mustache for months.
That's funny. Yeah, both him and Tony Goldwyn, I thought, did a good job. So as the two different coaches of Venus in the film, and somewhat Serena. But John Berenthal, it was when he came on the screen, I was like, holy shit, this is not the John Berenthal I was expecting to see. Because he got the tiniest. I think he had one line in the trailer, so you couldn't tell that he was going to be completely different than he usually is as their coach. But yeah, he
Yeah,
can
he was
really
good.
like be like a character actor, like if he wanted to. He doesn't always have to be in those like tough guy roles. Just kind of like his niche, which he's fucking really good at, obviously.
Yeah, I heard somewhere, probably from him, that he pushed really hard for that role. Like he had to kind of convince them and fight for the studio to let him be that character. So maybe he wants to do this type of stuff, and we're gonna see more character type stuff from Berenthal.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited for the evolution of him as an actor, if that's the case.
Yeah,
I
so that's
would
cool.
also be excited to see him do the Punisher again in the MCU, but ultimately,
I mean, maybe the Daredevil's
do a little
backdoor
bit of
coming
both.
back through Hawkeye, so you never know.
Yeah, anything's possible. All right. Anything else about
SWB audio capture.
No,
not
it was an
registered.
enjoyable Oscar bait movie.
Yeah.
Where it's
it was very
it's those documentary style movies where this person goes up against these long odds, and despite the long odds, and all these trials and tribulations, they finally achieve success at the end. Hollywood loves that shit, and I'm sure we'll eat this movie up.
Agreed. Like, it didn't do anything like innovative. It just did things really well. So, it'll be on HBO Max, I guess, for a couple more weeks. So, I recommend it. I'm giving it a watch.
Next I'd recommend it too.
Cool. Next up, we've got Licorice Pizza. So, as we said, it was in 4 theaters in the country, 4 screens in the country. And Corey and I went out to NYC and saw it. Its opening weekend. It was cool. We got to do like one of those official like surveys after the film, and like you'd end up seeing the results like on Sunday, on Sunday on various like entertainment websites in regards to like how it performed and whatnot. But I guess I'll start this one. This was the Paul Thomas Anderson movie I've been waiting to see since I saw Boogie Nights and Punch Drunk Love. It's him back in the Valley, and really just telling a more of a fun story in comparison to the historical dramas that he's been doing over the past 15 years between There Will Be Blood, The Master, Inherent Vice, and
audio capture,
Phantom
not
Thread.
registered.
So yeah, this movie was right up my alley, and I fucking loved it. Alana Haim and Cooper Hoffman both gave amazing debut performances. Like the fact that they both were in their first role, and the two of them are required to carry the film, is super impressive. I mean, Bradley Cooper, Sean Penn, Tom Waits, Benny Safdie, all the other people that are advertised are in it for like 5 minutes apiece. It's like their show. The story is definitely, well, I'd say it's mildly unconventional. I mean, it's really about this 15-year-old lusting after this 25-year-old girl that she's not reciprocating, and because I mean he's a kid, but he's also like this. He's a child actor who's also like a fucking, I guess, an aspiring business person, entrepreneur who's always starting up these businesses, and she ends up working with him because she's like doesn't really have any any prospects, ambitions, or anything like that. So they're very opposite characters and personalities and everything like that, and it's just you're watching them just get in random scenarios. Like there's no clear A to B to C plot in this film. It's just a lot of like days in their lives over a however many month or year period that the film takes place. But yeah, anyone who does show up in it is fantastic when they do. Bradley Cooper especially is absolutely like hilarious as the batshit real life character he plays. And yeah, I really don't have
SWB
too much
audio
other to
capture
say.
not
Or would've,
registered.
what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you on everything. I thought it was awesome. Definitely one of the best movies I've seen this year. I really did think that the trailer, even though, and I think this is like brilliant the way he did it. Like the trailer showed nothing about like what the movie was going to be about. You really went in, even after seeing it, went in very blindly. But now looking back on the trailer, like you can see, like, you know, the movie was just really about, you know, these two characters going in random antics throughout their, you know, their lives, you know, in the 70s. And it was just a really cool way to do it because it didn't ruin anything having to do with the plot. It didn't ruin anything like where, you know, where the title comes from, where the working title comes from of the movie. You know, you find out about all of that. Like, and if I know we've followed kind of this movie as it's been around, and just everything about it was just very engaging. The story was, you know, was great. The pacing was,
It was funny.
yeah,
It was very funny.
incredibly funny, really witty. Um, like you said, the two main actors, their chemistry was like off the charts, and they really like held the movie 100%. For I mean, their screen time was basically the entire movie. All the other big names in the movie were in it for, you know, 5-10 minutes. They would have like these little scenes that were like kind of just like, you know, little pinpoints in the movie that just, a lot of them were funny. Some were more dramatic, but as a whole, like
SWB
it was just a
audio
fun
capture
ride. Like it felt a
not
lot like Boogie
registered.
Nights, not nearly as dramatic as that, but it was like a nice return to form, I think, for him, for Paul Thomas Anderson. And I haven't seen all of his most recent movies, but I think like you can tell like this was like a huge passion project for him. I mean, he wrote it about a lot of like the stuff that he went through when he was a kid. You know, you could see that like he had fun really writing this, and it absolutely shows. I loved it.
Yeah, very much looked like a period piece, and
Mhm.
like I mean, he filmed the movie on like actual film stock and everything.
Yeah.
35 millimeter. Um, so he's one of the big champions of film, and it really gave it like that retro look. But you bring up a good point about the trailer. Like I remember when the first trailer came out, and we talked about it on this. I was like, "Oh, well, here's what I think like it's about based on like the trailer," and I was fucking so wrong on like everything I said.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Like going into a movie and really not having any idea what it's about. You only get that so often nowadays.
One
yeah.
other thing that I just wanted to point out, like, and because we saw it in 70 millimeter, and like you said, the movie was filmed on 35. Like he wanted the movie to be, you know, shown in 70. I was reading about this, and you know, like even the way he shot it was, the movie was beautiful and it was edited beautifully, but to be able to blow up, he basically blew up the movie, you know, to 70 millimeter, you know, in another print, and the movie, like, it still looked fantastic. It still had that retro look, you know, it just looked great, colors, all this stuff. And, you know, for a movie that is made in 35, that takes a lot of work. It has to be shot like specific ways. So I thought that was
SWB
really,
audio
really
capture
cool.
not registered.
It was definitely
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies that he's done. And I haven't seen
Yeah,
all
and
of them,
it
but
won. It won Best Picture today at the National Board of Review.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be interesting to see how it goes from here. A lot of those associations and critic groups are going to be putting out their best of lists over the next, and awards over the next month, over the course of December.
Yeah, I'm sure this is going to be, you know, in the running. And once, especially a lot of people get to see it around Christmas.
Yeah, I mean it's weird, but it's crowd like pleaser, like in ways. It's definitely got the PTA sensibilities that aren't necessarily for everyone, but it's as accessible as possible for any of his movies. I mean, I would say Boogie Nights was the most accessible movie, but ultimately it's a fucking porn movie. Like that takes a lot of people off the table of even giving it a shot.
Yeah.
Like granted, this one has like a 15-year-old guy crushing on a 25-year-old girl, woman, but I mean, there's been movies that have been like that before, and ultimately it takes place in the 70s. Like it's a little different than. I mean, I could if the situation was reversed and it was a 15-year-old girl crushing after a 25-year-old guy, I don't think we'd be saying the same things. But it's a different situation, I guess. All right, Ghostbusters.
I'm afraid no
Ghostbusters Afterlife, not Ghostbusters 2016, not Ghostbusters 2,
Thank God.
not Ghostbusters 1984 or the TV show. We're going to talk Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I'm afraid.
You ready, JP?
Afterlife.
You ready?
No, we'll have to do this next week. Bye, guys.
You need another week to think about it.
Yeah.
SWB audio capture, not
Sorry, everyone.
registered.
Bye.
All four of us have had our own, I'd say, individual conversations about the film, some with everyone involved. But yeah, there's definitely going to be we have very differing opinions on different aspects of this film, so this is going to be interesting to hear exactly what we're all thinking about this one, about this direct sequel to Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Which is, I guess, what they hype it for, all their Easter eggs and things like that. And everyone talks about how it's all about nostalgia based on reviews and everything. So let's see. I guess, first question, did you think it was too heavy on the nostalgia?
Yeah, but I think it needed to be. I don't think it was substantial enough to not be like nostalgia-filled movie. That's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with JP for sure on that account.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of nostalgia, but it wasn't done in an abrasive way, except for the fucking Stay Puffed. Goofy little Stay Puffed scene.
A lot of the nostalgia fell flat for me. It either fell flat or was just kind of cringy. Like,
yeah,
a lot of it for me.
The stuff I liked was like the Egon stuff where he had his own little workshop and there was the spores, molds, and fungus. I think that was the only one that really got me being like, oh, there's that thing. Yay, that's from the original movie. He said that line.
Everything else like a Twinkie in the car or something.
Yeah,
right?
oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what the fucking stupidest thing was? Where he had that Crunch Bar wrapper in his jumpsuit. And it was like, that was such a one-off stupid scene in the first movie that had no bearing on the story. And he keeps it for fucking how long? Like, that was very dumb. That was grasping at straws. I didn't like that. What other nostalgia shit? I liked where all like the Ghostbusters were at in their lives. That was nice. I guess that's nostalgia.
I guess. Yeah.
What other nostalgia shit?
I mean, there was
there's obviously tons of
so much, yeah.
And it's like them learning about the characters and like what happened, like in the previous movies, things like that.
They never.
I think it was necessary for what the movie was.
And this may be going off topic, but they never tried to explain. Like, I was just thinking about this. Egon has all the suits,
right?
The Ghostbuster suits, and like the kids put it on. They like fit them all perfectly.
I fucking hated that so much.
So much. It's like, what? No.
You didn't see the scene where they went to the tailors and got them refitted.
No, it turns out Peter Venkman's the size of an 11-year-old girl. That was so stupid. I fucking hated that so much.
And I was like, what? Are these like specially made for them? Like, did Egon like have the foresight to know that these 4 kids were going to be, trying to pick
He's a
out
ghost.
suits.
He can do whatever he wants now. He just spent his ghostly afterlife tailoring those fucking suits for the kids.
Oh, if Egon stole all the packs and stuff
Yeah.
for the new equipment,
Yeah, that was a huge fucking plot hook.
how did they show up at the end with packs and everything?
They had
And all their
ones.
jumpsuits.
They had
and,
backups.
Yeah, I think JP, you brought this up to me where I read it
SWB audio
online.
capture.
Or
Not
how did he
registered.
have 75 fucking traps buried in a field somewhere?
He buried each and every one of them
Yeah.
himself.
They didn't have 75 fucking traps.
He made them.
And why didn't he get sucked into the trap?
Exactly. He should have been the first one in there.
Well,
This is turning into a red letter media.
yeah.
Instead, we got the fucking abomination that is CGI Harold Ramis ghost that doesn't speak.
He just smiles.
Fuck that stupid CGI ghost.
I actually was surprised. I thought that was surprisingly not like Uncanny Valley, or to me, it looked like a more fit version of Harold Ramis.
It did.
It looked
play
like
well.
Egon,
Harold
not
It
Ramis.
play
Harold
well. It
Ramis.
looked like him. I will say that. But
The hand would have been enough.
it was a force ghost. That's what he.
It
Looked
really
like.
was a force ghost. Why is every other ghost that gets brought back to life like horrifying and creepy and skeleton-like, but he's like
Yeah, he's
all happy and
He's
shit?
just Slender Man.
Dude, it was so stupid. The hand on the girl's proton wand would have been fucking more than enough.
The Harry Potter scene.
Yep. Oh god, it was
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
dumb
I didn't even
too.
think about that. Wow.
I was like, we're straight to the Harry Potter. I was like, what the fuck?
Stole it right from Harry Potter.
This is literally what happened in Harry Potter. Like,
And it looked like it too because it was curving just like
Yeah.
the stupid wands did. And
and then Harry's parents like ghost like help Harry.
yep,
It was the exact same. It was just Harry Potter. It was crazy.
it's so bad. And then like, can you explain how with CGI and everything they made Gozer look worse than 19? Gozer looked fucking horrible. Gozer looked like a stark white woman with fucking charcoal on her face in this, and like a crappy CGI body.
SWB audio capture.
I thought it looked
not
absolutely
registered.
fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the only one, but I honestly
Wait, who
thought
are
she
you?
looked.
What?
The
Zool?
fucking Gozer,
Gozer,
it's
Oh,
Zool,
Gozer.
yeah.
The woman
Oh,
or
okay.
Zool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? No, I thought Gozer. No, Gozer is
Wait.
the woman.
Gozer's the woman.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gozer the Gozerian is.
Yeah,
Zool is, I think, one of the dogs.
yeah, probably. The Zool and the
Um,
gatekeeper. Yeah, well,
No, it's
No,
the
it's
Keymaster.
Keymaster.
Vince
What?
Vince
Gatekeeper.
Clortho.
Keymaster.
Yeah, Vince Clortho and Zool, because Rick Moranis is Vince Clortho in the first movie. I know too. I watched these fucking movies too much.
but yes, she looked terrible.
I thought she looked terrible.
I
I like that, and that was just so stupid to be like, okay,
Wait, so
this
we're
is
talking about Olivia Wilde?
was it Olivia Wilde?
it was.
Yeah.
I was
No.
thinking that. I was
It
like,
was.
this looks exactly like Olivia Wilde.
It was.
awful. That was
Wow.
awful.
Why was she? Okay.
Probably for the same reason J.K. Simmons was Eva
And
Shandor,
that
right?
shit distracted me. I'm like, is that Olivia Wilde? Like, I didn't know she was in this movie.
I was just
Yeah.
like,
And
nah, it's not her. Just
I just
looks
kept
like
paying
her.
attention, but I'm like, it's her. And then, yeah, right afterwards. It's her.
I did not see that. I saw J.K. Simmons and was like instantly taken out of the movie.
That was very strange. Ivor.
And then I'm like, why is he ripped in half vertically? Like, why is that in a Ghostbusters child movie? That was so stupid.
Yeah, he
throw
got
him
instant.
into the pit. That would have been infinitely better, and or just not have him in the movie at all, or like not have him come back. I like that they had Evo Shandor down there, but
yeah,
it was
just
just
a cool
dumb.
nod, but
I was hoping podcast would get thrown into the pit and never come back, like within the first 5 minutes of the movie, or
Yeah,
him
I hate
showing
Why is
up.
there?
I hated him.
Why is there a character named
I didn't think he was as
Podcast?
bad as I thought he was gonna be.
Dude, I hated
I
podcast.
hated him.
He
Everyone,
didn't
I
annoy
hated
me.
everything about Finn Wolfhard's
SWB
story.
audio
Oh, God,
capture.
he was
I could
not
give less of
registered.
a shit about his story.
They,
yeah, but he
The most
wasn't-
inconsequential
he
character
wasn't
in that
annoying,
entire
he was
movie.
just-
they definitely cut like his entire story because they set up this whole romance and then they were just like, boop,
Yeah.
never like
The
nothing.
mini
ever
Stay
happens.
Puffs had more backstory than fucking Finn
Well, I mean,
Wolfhard.
his
just
story
was
was like it was like a more tame Licorice Pizza. I mean, he was 15 years old and she was clearly like over 18. So yeah,
And
They were like setting up a romance, and then it just like
it was
that storyline just got cut for time or something.
Yeah, and they just
It
turn
really
into
did.
Ghostbusters. They just
It
fall
sh-
into it.
She was so fucking forgettable too. She was like fucking
Yeah.
Spider-Man Zendaya. And she's like, he's like, oh, I like you. She's like, well, what's to like? Like, fuck you. He did take my girl sweatshirt. Oh no, it's my boyfriend's. I don't like most things. And she wanders off, and then she does that again. And she was just like a fucking like walking sarcastic bunch of lines, and then gone. Like, but her dad's, don't worry, her dad's the sheriff that has one important scene, maybe at best. And he's like, I don't like you ghost busting kids. You stay in the goddamn jail cell. Oh, you can go
was
because
he
your mom's
supposed to
here
be
now.
like? Was he supposed to be like the mayor for this version, or like what was his point?
Nothing. To have that one scene where
Take all
Carrie
their
I
Coon
guess
comes
it was
over
just,
drunk.
it was to take their shit so Muncher could get loose again.
Oh boy, Muncher. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wait, I had a question.
Josh Gad as
That-
Muncher.
How was that Josh Gad? I was during the whole movie. I'm like, this
Because he went.
doesn't sound like him. He said nothing.
That's correct. Yeah, he made noises. Josh Gad made noises, just like fucking Bill Hader made noises for BB-8.
But it sounded like
Oh god.
that sounded like Bill Hader at least. But whatever. Phoebe was
SWB
great.
audio capture
Best character in the
not
movie.
registered.
I liked her a lot.
Yeah, she was good. I thought.
Yeah,
I thought she
I
did a
would
really
agree
good
with
job,
that.
actually.
JP, did you like Phoebe?
I mean, that was kind of like her.
Oh, Phoebe was great.
That was kind of her movie.
Yeah.
She
Dude,
did a
the
really
fact
good job.
that JP said Phoebe was great, who would have thunk it?
No, yeah, no.
Child actor.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was hating myself the whole time. I was like, she's like the only good. Her and like Carrie Coon were like the only two good parts of this movie. I thought Paul Rudd sucked.
I liked Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd was like a fucking cartoon character wandering around the town. He's like, the whole fucking time. That's all he was. He's like, I'm a seismologist. I teach summer school. Here's Cujo. Yeah, and then just like fucking disappeared. And then the fucking Walmart scene was so out of place. And it was just like, first of all, why were there fucking no one in that? Why was there no one in that Walmart? There was not a single fucking person in that Walmart.
No one went to Walmart anymore.
No one was working there either. There was no one working there, though.
No one works. I mean, Walmart's pretty understaffed.
I have been to a Walmart supercenter at 3 a.m. in the middle of fucking nowhere, New Jersey, and there was at least 45 people in there.
When he gets possessed by the dog, it was so bad. Like that was one thing that it was so bad that it made me laugh like uncontrollably.
I thought it was funny. I thought he was funny as the dog.
I thought he sucked. I thought he sucked with the dog.
It was so fucking bad.
And then when they have sex or whatever, that scene when they
Which was just
I thought that was
it was
hilarious.
a blatant ripoff of the first movie. It was like, she's
Yeah.
like, oh, how do you get the dress? Oh, I snapped the dress on. Okay, so that dress is apparently part of Sumerian lore or
SWB
fucking
audio
whatever. It wasn't
capture
just some
not
shitty 80s
registered.
dress from the first movie. I hate when they take liberties with fucking Ghostbusters. We're like, okay, well, that has significance. No, it was just some garbage 80s clothes that they put on fucking Sigourney
I'm
Weaver
surprised
to
they
make her
didn't,
look
like-
like a woman.
I'm surprised they didn't play that like same music that they did in the first one
Oh,
during
dude,
the scene where all the ghosts are around town.
Oh, yeah, please.
Fucking, they're seducing each other.
It's
Yeah.
magic. Yeah, no, I know that song. I hated the original soundtrack in this movie. It did not go at all. Like they were playing those original songs and scenes where I was like, why is this going on? This is so out of place. They're just forcing it in there.
So yeah, I agree. The original soundtrack sounds place, but I liked having I liked the old sound effects
Oh, I love the old sound effects.
being
Yeah.
in there.
Mhm.
That
Yes.
was fun. I thought.
The new tech was cool. Other than the
Remote control trap.
the giant all the traps that like came out of the ground, that was silly. But I liked all of the new gadgets. Other than that, I thought they were cool. The remote control trap.
I did ultimately dig the I dug the fucking seat that came out and everything.
gunner
I didn't think I was gonna like
The gunner
that, but I thought
seat.
it was cool.
That was cool.
Hey, I turned out to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how they didn't I guess this is mildly spoilerish, but we've fucking spoiled this whole movie.
I think we spoiled this movie.
Spoilers.
I like how it didn't end as like child Ghostbusters coming to a fucking theater near you in 2024. It was like they gave it to Winston, who in real life deserves every fucking cent of the Ghostbusters revenue for eternity, because he's the only one that actually cares about these fucking movies. He doesn't take his goddamn suit off outside of it.
Yeah, he's a real
It was
life
nice.
Ghostbuster. I'd
Well,
like to
Dan
see it
Aykroyd
with him.
cares about it. Like,
But Dan Aykroyd is fucking insane.
Yeah.
SWB audio capture not
And
registered.
he was so
he likes
goddamn
making money off it. That's the
he
difference.
loves- Ernie Hudson's just a happy guy.
Ernie Hudson's not making money off I guess he'll make some money from autograph signings and stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's famous from it. But he doesn't make money off this movie making money.
No.
Well, Dan Aykroyd believes the shit in Ghostbusters too. That's the difference.
Yeah. And that's what this was missing, is Dan Aykroyd's crazy ass writing the script to it. Because you need someone that's funny, and then you need Dan Aykroyd who wholeheartedly, super serious face, believes fucking everything that he's writing.
Yeah.
And then you just need someone to turn those into jokes, and you have fucking a master.
Dan Aykroyd.
That's the key. Dan Aykroyd seriously writing all of his thoughts with basically a true story, and then Harold Ramis coming in and punching it up and making.
Well, this is insane. I'm just going to go ahead and make this a comedy.
Bill Murray.
Dan Aykroyd's like the Tom DeLonge of SNL and 80s comedy.
Yeah, he really is. He believes all that shit wholeheartedly.
So good at the comedy stuff, but then he goes all in on the fucking supernatural.
Yeah, you can't tell if he's genuinely hilarious or just crazy to the point where he's funny. But it's probably somewhere in between. The insanity. And then incredibly Canadian in this movie. Didn't even try at all to not be Canadian in this movie. In the original Ghostbusters, he at least toned it down. But when Phoebe calls him, he's just like, "Oh, sorry, we're closed there, eh? Oh, Egon, eh?" He was like my best friend. I'm sorry he died. And then just explains the entire backstory to some random fucking kid that calls his bookstore. That's such a weird scene. Such a weird
that scene, but it is weird.
Capture
Not
registered.
Context.
It was great. I was hyped up for it. I knew what scene was coming, and I was like, "Why is he Canadian? Did he move back to Canada after all this?" It was so weird to me.
What about Bill
He
Murray?
clearly
Bill Murray
didn't,
was
though.
good.
He was at the exact same fucking spot.
Yeah, from Ghostbusters 2, which was largely ignored, but I guess that's what you do when it's Ghostbusters 2. I don't know. Ghostbusters 2 still has an amazing opening where you find out they're broke. I was watching that before this.
Maybe it'll be like Cobra Kai, when if they do the sequel, and that's when they start doing stuff from the sequel they start focusing on more Ghostbusters 2 stuff.
Yeah.
Want the return of Janosch.
That's
Janosch needs
what
to
everyone
back.
wants. Get Peter McNichol back. He's fucking great.
I think
They should have the after credit scene should have been Dana married to Janosch and Peter coming over.
Yeah, can we talk about that after credit scene, the one with them? How
I loved it.
I liked it.
Which
but
one?
It was out of place. The one with Peter and
With the cards.
Yeah, with the cards. It just
And
it
Dana.
was so out of place. I did enjoy it, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was just there to be like, haha, I remember the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was strange.
It was a good scene. It just wasn't believable in the fact that this would have been an interaction that would take place 40 years after Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless Bill Murray was trying to keep his sexual escapades quiet, and she finally, in his old age, started telling her all the things he used to do, like shocking random men so he could sleep with a college girl. Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. That was one of the little nostalgia things that I was like, okay, I'll take that. That's at face value. It's after the credits. I don't give a shit. If that was the only thing after the credits, I would have been a little pissed. but we get the whole thing with
of
Winston.
the two scenes, I like
SWB audio
Yeah, the Winston
capture
one was great.
not
Yeah.
registered.
Did people stick around for that second scene?
The
in
lady
your
next to me,
theaters?
she bounced, but I think she
only
ended
some
up
did in mine.
going down to the bottom.
Our entire theater left, and it was like me and my wife, and that was it. And I was like, "Do you guys not just like Google to make sure that you're not going to miss anything?"
Yeah.
People were just like, "Saw my after credit scene. I'm gonna head out now."
That's like a standard
Honestly.
thing I do after a movie. I take the phone and I go, "Is there an after credit scene?"
Yeah.
Or more than one after credit scene, and then you put the phone back in your pocket and you just sit there and watch. If there's not, then you leave.
A lot of people just get up and leave.
The friendly Ghostbusters outside the movie told me to stay after the credits. That was after I asked them, "Hey, is it any good?" They're like, "Stay after the credits." I said, "Oh my god, this does not bode well."
So a sequel, a Winston-fronted Ghostbusters team. Is Gary Gruberson going to be on the squad this
I
time?
fucking hope not.
Who's
Unless he gets some like
who's Garrett Gruberson again?
he's the cartoon character that was in this movie of Serious People,
No.
aptly named. It was Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
didn't even remember his name, but yeah, he was. I'm sure he will be in it if they do it.
I fucking hope not.
Or are the
I'm hoping
kids?
they get Rick back.
Are all the kids going to have to get a waiver to go down to New York and from their parents and be part of the squad?
We're gonna
Yeah, there'll
ignore
be a
all the
time
child
jump.
labor laws.
Yeah.
A time jump would be all right as long as it's not fucking Finn Wolfhard in this movie. I'm so tired of Finn Wolfhard. Finn Wolfhard, go do like Tim Burton movies for the rest of your life, please. Like, don't
wouldn't
be
fit in.
movies. Don't be movies anymore that I have to go see.
This wasn't his fault. He didn't.
Yeah, but I
have
just
anything.
don't like him in general. Like when he's on the screen, I just
SWB audio
like him.
capture
He's like a wet
not
blanket.
registered.
He takes like all of the excitement out of everything, and it's just like Finn Wolfhard. Oh, he's being a whiny wet blanket kid. That's literally all he fucking plays.
Except for it, where he was hilarious.
Yeah, he will actually. Yes,
Yeah, I
yeah.
did like him
He
in it.
was fucking hilarious in it. Yes,
Yeah, it
I
seems
take
like
that
it's a casting thing with him. He's got to be.
Oh, he's gonna be in
better.
every
Put him in
80s
the
movie
Stranger
ever.
Things thing.
Yeah.
What's that, Murph?
They like to put him in the Stranger Things role.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he'll be the new Shia LaBeouf and he'll just end up being in fucking everything.
Joy.
I definitely would want a sequel just based on getting more of the Phoebe character. I mean, I had a lot of problems, and just frustrations with this movie, but overall, I did like her character. I mean, she was the point of the whole thing. So
Yeah.
I could go
There was
for
a
another
lot
one.
wrong with it. They could have done a lot more. Like Carrie Coon's character could have been like, "Oh, I hate science and I drink because I'm secretly really smart because my dad was really smart, but like I don't want to be like my dad." And then like you find out that she actually has a brain and is not just some like weird alcoholic that hates science. That would have been really cool because then she could have been one of the newer Ghostbusters. Instead, she's just like, we're fucking broke. The house is worth nothing. There's all this debt. Guess I'm gonna go drinking. And it's not even like, yo, Finn Wolfhard, go get a fucking job. Finn Wolfhard's like, I'm gonna go get a job because I want to like have sex with this random woman in Oklahoma.
Well, she wants to hang
they-
out with Gary Gruberson, right? Is that
She
correct?
literally does nothing to get money for her family, though.
Yeah.
Nothing.
She's giving up.
She's straight up just
She's
giving
like,
up.
she's like, I'm stuck with this kid, like with somewhere on the spectrum who just insults me all the time, and then fucking Finn Wolfhard, who's this little fucking douche.
SWB
Yeah, this
audio
angsty little
capture
fucking
not
15-year-old.
registered.
Who can apparently fix cars for no reason. I don't know.
Oh yeah, now that I think about it, she doesn't have a job at all in this movie.
No, she has no fucking job. She's not even trying to get money to
She
fix
got
the
evicted
house.
from the first house.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, maybe we can sell some of this, but never even tries. She's like giving shit away. It's so weird.
Yeah, that is strange.
When I was watching this movie, I was thinking that Phoebe character is everything that they probably should have done with Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. It was
Actually being like a real person.
Yeah, like not being just a fucking weird caricature of whatever
Yeah.
that guy's name is acting smart, because it just seems like he's playing himself, but
Mhm.
like pretending to be smart. I don't know. She was better. She's like very clearly had issues talking to other people and had really horrible jokes.
She did a great job at that.
Yeah, she did a really good job.
She's a well-written character and incredibly well acted.
Yeah, the only thing she should have done is thrown podcast into one of the traps and never let him out. But I guess that's the secret.
Nice that she had her friend.
It was. I guess if anyone's going to be Podcast's friend, it's going to be her. That doesn't quite.
If his name wasn't Podcast, he would have been
better.
Yeah, exactly. That was the flaw.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine.
I thought he was fine as a character.
I thought someone that like named Podcast, he was gonna. Yeah, he was gonna be a lot worse. And
you guys didn't like Dan Aykroyd being his one and only fan. He's like,
that was fucking hilarious. That I love.
What is it? He's like, it really picks up in episode whatever.
It's too true.
They both agreed on that.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, that was too down to earth, and I like that. What are your all thoughts about them all showing up at the end and actually like saving the day? You think it negates the first like 75% of the movie of the kids trying to save the world?
Audio capture.
Yeah, I didn't feel it. Like it didn't work for me. I would have preferred all their other scenes that they did, like more of their standalone stuff, or they come in earlier into the movie.
It felt very forced.
Or they're fucking late. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, they showed up. That would have been really good. That probably would have been the best of those three options.
Yeah.
I did overall like even though Bill Murray was just rehashing a lot of the same lines. For whatever reason,
which is the problem with all comedy sequels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Remember
maybe it was
line?
Just that was a bit of nostalgia that just kind of like I liked, even though I knew that it was kind of cheap.
Yeah.
That, and I just love Bill Murray, but I enjoyed with him, like, egging her on and doing all that. And they're like little banter, but they didn't even have enough. They didn't have enough banter. They just showed up.
They didn't have a ton, but I kind of. So I agree it could have been done better, but I thought it was fun seeing them step into their old roles and old characters. Murray being Venkman again, and they have like just this approach to ghost busting that's very like. They don't take it very seriously, and so it was kind of like when they show up and like you got Venkman who like doesn't give a shit that there's this like giant ghost. I thought it was kind of like fun to see them back. But yeah, it could have been done better, but I would prefer that over them not showing up at all.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the whole feel of the first movie, though, right? It's like there's some really supernatural, crazy shit going on, and these are just a bunch of like fucking out of shape, schlubby exterminators that go in and catch ghosts and bring them back.
SWB audio capture,
they're just like
not
fucking
registered.
Goons. Goons with a lot of PhDs,
guys.
And giving their goofy like commentary while it's going on.
Yeah, they're very cynical about everything that they do, and it's weird because like the whole movie takes itself very seriously, and then they come in and it's like that cynical, it's a fucking ghost.
Yeah.
And then they just sort of take care of it, and then it's over, which is kind of cool, but kind of just I feel like I didn't need to watch that first, hour and a half of the movie.
Yeah.
I like
you brought up a good point, JP, though. I was just gonna say it was one of the things that was weird to me or felt odd to me throughout the movie is like a lot of these things that were like clearly like jokes, like the whole Keymaster Gatekeeper thing is like a pretty big like joke throughout like Ghostbusters, and like how seriously the movie took like these jokey things felt odd at times.
Yeah. It's just like one huge sexual innuendo. And now it's like lore in concrete that's supposed to be taken very seriously.
Yeah.
It's like, it was a dick joke. It was like literally a sex joke. Why is it being taken so seriously? There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
Which I guess is cool if you do the whole thing like that. But then you don't. Then you bring it in and it's like, poke fun of it at the end. And you know, it's a weird one. I don't know. I had another point. I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. Oh, like the tech stuff was cool when they had all 4 proton packs that he stole from them.
Mm-hmm.
That they magically duplicated at the end of the movie,
SWV
firing
audio
in on that
capture,
like hole
not
to hell or
registered.
whatever the fuck it was, and that was causing all like the earthquakes. That was neat, but also, why the fuck are you not listening to Egon? When he tells you that the end of the world is coming.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was odd too. That they were just like, yeah, he just went crazy.
Yeah,
Sorry, bro.
He was always
disagree.
crazy. But he built shit that traps ghosts. Why would you not at least give him the benefit of the doubt? Like, okay, you found this crazy shit in Oklahoma because clearly he found it.
Mm-hmm.
He probably had a fucking camera phone. I don't know why he didn't just send them a picture or mail them a picture.
Yeah.
But he'd be like, hey, I'm going to send you a plane ticket. Come on down to Oklahoma. Come check this out real quick.
No,
And then he's like, no, stay away from me, you crazy asshole. I'm not coming to Oklahoma. Fuck you.
You crazy
Can't possibly be
dirt-
ghosts in Oklahoma.
dirt farmer.
That is kind of out of character. Like you would think that they would have came and helped.
Yeah, because they were all friends, except for, I guess, stealing all the proton packs that they weren't using at all. was like a huge no-no that he built himself. It was fucking silly as shit.
And all those extra suits for the kids,
Yep.
25 years later, 30 years later,
Yeah.
whatever. You got to have those.
I was hoping when they were pulling those off the racks, I said, I fucking hope they don't fit. I hope they don't fit. And then they fit.
Perfectly.
The one girl had to roll her sleeves up a little bit and
glove.
her pants, but yeah.
Pants
But,
were
yeah.
perfectly hemped.
Phoebe's like, mine's fucking perfectly tailored. Yeah.
Wasn't there
SWV
like a
audio
fire
capture,
pole too,
not
Oh,
registered.
yeah, down to the...
to get to the workshop?
Yeah.
Like, it was a fire department. That's why there was the pole. Like he doesn't just like love these poles.
that pissed me off so much. It's like, why is this even here? Why doesn't he just have a staircase?
It was so fucking dumb. It's the same thing. It's like, here's a goofy joke from the first one. No, it's deadly serious. He's got a fire pole. He's always loved that fire pole. Fire pole was his idea.
How does he get back up?
You can climb up a fire pole. I think.
Egon? Okay.
No. Oh, I mean, look how
Egon
look how
was
svelte
very
he
different
was
than
at the
Harold
end of it.
Ramis.
He's got great forearms.
It was not real world Harold Ramis circa Orange County. This is Egon.
Jacked Harold
And then-
Ramis.
If he does have a staircase, that is even weirder because it's like, I'm gonna install this fire pole because I love fire poles, but I'm still gonna have this staircase here.
Yeah, I'm gonna need this
likes
fire
fire
pole to
poles.
remind me of the Ghostbusters, who are currently all hating me and won't come out to Oklahoma to save the world. But I still love them. I still love the fire pole that we don't use anymore because apparently right after Ghostbusters 2, they stopped being Ghostbusters.
Yeah, they had enough.
How does no one know about the Ghostbusters when you're like 11?
I was thinking that too. Like you would think that that's gonna be like in your history
Mm-hmm.
class. Like
It's
remember that
yeah.
time that New York almost got overrun by ghosts?
I figured they would like do something where it's like people forgot for like there's a mystical
The
reason
Men in
why
Black.
people are forgetting these things. Not so much a Men in Black type thing, but I mean something where like it just doesn't it just isn't known. I don't know why
Ivor Shandor.
like there's a fucking internet. Like everyone should know about Ghostbusters.
The Statue of Liberty walked off the pedestal, crossed the Hudson River, and
There's
punched
video
the
footage.
SWV
top
audio
of a
capture,
fucking
not
museum.
registered.
I mean, there was also a giant marshmallow. Like, what?
Giant marshmallow man.
And Stay Puft Marshmallows are still in business. How is that a fucking
That is
thing?
a good point.
It was good publicity.
That no one knows about anymore. They're like, oh, thank God everyone magically forgot about that fucking gigantic Stay Puft Marshmallow.
That literally
man.
probably
But we
killed
still
hundreds
seem
of
to
people.
remember. Oh, it definitely stepped on tons of people.
Gary Gruberson
So, like-
remembered at least.
Yeah, he did because his cartoon ass was
She
like
she had the perfect teacher for summer school.
in
Why
the
was she
middle
in
of
summer
Oklahoma.
school? Why
Yeah,
was she even in
why?
summer school? Weren't they supposed to be there for 2 weeks? Oh, well, then she decides they're staying.
Well, she
correct?
lied to them. She was like, "Oh, well, just in and
Yeah.
out, quick adventure in
Either
Oklahoma."
way, why would Phoebe be in summer school?
Maybe she just likes to learn.
I think so. I think it was so the mother could
She
just
makes
drink
friends.
and like hang out like without the
You go to
dog getting in
school,
the way.
kid, I'm gonna get fucked up.
You have
Maybe.
to worry about Phoebe burning the house
Yeah.
down or whatever.
It's
she
Yeah,
did.
she didn't have the money for summer camp. Just send her to summer school.
It's like not another teen movie. She's like, he's like, I'm gonna be too shit faced to pick you up. It's like, well, at least you're not driving. Oh, I'll be driving. Dude, that's a weird fucking movie when you go think about it.
Gary
Yeah.
Gruberson kind of reminded me of, and I thought about this in the movie, and now I'm remembering it, of Gail the Snail from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, because he was like so clingy. He just like all of a sudden he would just get introduced to like a new character, and he's like, "Hey, you want to hang out? You want to do this? You want to go to dinner?
We'll go open a
Start
ghost trap together.
Start salting him."
Want to go to Chinese food together?
SWB
turn into
audio
dogs,
capture
hump.
not registered.
You want to go to Walmart with me?
No one's gonna go to Walmart with me. I love it because there's no one there.
What was he getting? Ice cream?
Yeah, Baskin Robbins. That was the fucking
Yeah.
worst advertisement I've ever seen. Just like this whole movie is just a gritty town, and then it just panned to Walmart.
Mm.
Like you
Hits him
fucking
off.
like I knew it was coming, but I was like, you just fucking kidding me with that shit.
That and the burger place.
Yeah,
Burger place was
Spinner.
cool.
Spinners. I mean, it felt like of the town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and Walmart did not. Walmart looked like it was in the nearest like larger town.
Mm-hmm.
There was a goddamn parking lot that could probably fit like 200 cars. There's like 6
Yeah,
people in this
and
town.
yet they have no customers. They just needed to get their Walmart money.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. Walmart.
All right. And you guys got anything else? Are you looking forward to a sequel?
If none of the characters from this are in it, yes.
If it's just Phoebe and just Phoebe.
They missed the fucking boat because they could have just had Carrie Coon been like, I've been smart my whole life, but I just fucking drink, and then she's like, oh, I'm a Ghostbuster now.
Phoebe and
And then look, Phoebe could just be sitting in the fucking firehouse, and she'd be like, oh, well, obviously you're missing the fact that like if you go out and try and catch the ghost, you got to do this shit, and that'd be great, and you don't have to have a fucking 12-year-old with a proton pack on their back like doing whatever the fuck she was doing. Like it got a little ridiculous at some point. That thing's probably fucking heavier than she is. She should have gone flying backwards once she fired it.
fucking nuclear reactor
Oh.
or whatever it is.
And then she opens up the fucking cyclotron, right? And she's like, oh, you're missing 2 of those doodads.
SWB audio
Have you ever met
capture
a fucking
not
doodad
registered.
before? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you possessed right now? You could have just been like, oh, this wire's not connected. Let's connect that one. It works. Yay!
Well,
We
no,
already
Ghost
get-
Egon had to show her where the doodads were.
I liked that. With like
That I
the
liked
light.
him,
That
like,
was nice.
Pointing them to things.
That was cool.
Yeah.
His workout
chess,
was
fun.
cool.
Like
It was very
chess game
subtle,
was
and they were
cool.
like, we're going to not be subtle anymore.
Yeah,
They're
they're
like,
like,
Force
We're gonna
Ghost.
do this
subtlety.
super tasteful, subtle Ghost Egon, and then boom, there you go. Here's in all his glory, CGI Egon that doesn't talk. It's like they're like, "Fuck you! You thought we were gonna be tasteful? Fuck you! Here's Egon." That's weird. It seems like 2 different movies.
Yeah.
It really does. But not a like I said, it didn't suck. So
No,
I wouldn't say it was good, but it didn't
yeah,
suck.
definitely didn't suck. It was way better than 2016. That horrific film. So I could see a sequel happening and it being and liking it more than I liked this. I think there's potential.
Probably.
I definitely had issues.
It'll likely get a sequel based
at this
on
point, yeah.
how the box office is performing.
Yeah, which is exciting. I mean, I always would like more Ghostbusters, at least if it's done decently well.
I'm not jonesing for it, but if they want to do it the way they left the cliffhanger,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for that. But yeah, I don't know. I recommended this movie to someone. They asked me my honest opinion. I said, you should probably go see it. It's like 75% okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So better
I
than
had a-
expected.
1.5 stars.
SWB
I enjoyed
audio
it.
capture
Like, I was just
not
like,
registered.
It was enjoyable. It wasn't like great, but I was entertained. That's
They're gonna go Marvel.
all I was looking for.
They're gonna go Marvel and create all of these side projects. We're gonna get a Gary Gruberson TV show.
Ghostbusters Multiverse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's clearly what Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd would like to do.
Mm-hmm.
They made a whole fucking company out of like making Ghostbusters properties
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
called Ghost Score.
Yeah, that was
at the beginning
jarring.
of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that at the beginning of the 2016 Abomination? Lovely. Lovely.
So
They
Bill Murray
created
isn't
it
involved in
before
any of
that when it came out.
money wise. It's
I'm-
just Dan Aykroyd and Ivan Reitman.
Yeah, Bill Murray hates Ghostbusters.
Well,
And
it's his least
yeah.
favorite thing.
If
ever.
Harold Ramis was alive,
he would have
he'd
been
be involved as well.
Yeah, that's okay.
I mean, they were the writers of the film, Aykroyd and Ramis, and Reitman was the producer director.
And Bill Murray fucking hated Harold Ramis, right? Like
yeah,
I remember
their working
yeah.
relationship went to hell.
Yeah.
With multiplicity, I believe,
Oh wow, really?
or not multiplicity.
No, because he's not in that.
With
I was like, wait a minute.
Like Stripes,
with Groundhog Day.
Ground. Right? Yeah,
Man, they were so good together.
Yeah.
yeah. But I guess when you get two big egos, someone's gonna take credit for being that big, and I don't see
Yeah.
Harold Ramis being that guy, but I see Bill Murray being the jealous guy. But I don't know shit about fucking Harold Ramis. All I know is that he, takes those aspirin and they're really ecstasy.
Right.
Ghostbusters.
Well, this was as amusing as I hoped for.
Go watch Ghostbusters.
SWB
we all
audio
recommend it.
capture
Stay for the
not
credits.
registered.
Don't be a fucking Gary Gruberson and fucking leave.
Don't be a cartoon and leave.
He was he was so cartoonish. It was like they pulled someone from the real Ghostbusters cartoon universe.
Yeah.
It's a great
was there
show.
not?
by the way. Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
just-
good.
Just wait till we talk about No Way Home in a month. Based on, I mean, it mostly would probably be joking about fucking Tobey Maguire and stuff, but we'll see how it goes.
And talking about who's actually playing Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that too.
'Cause,
Or if it is Doctor Strange, we'll just be ripping the fucking dialogue.
yeah,
'Cause-
if it's actually Doctor Strange, then I got some problems with whoever wrote this fucking movie.
I'm worried it is going to be actually Doctor Strange.
It's a little worrisome, isn't it?
maybe they gave him all bad dialogue for the trailer to make people think it's somebody else, and then he's got a completely different dialogue that's good in the film.
Yeah, or like it's all the cut dialogue and stuff that they
Yeah.
just like didn't make it to the movie.
Like, here's the worst takes that fucking we got.
I don't
Let's
think
put it in
Sony's
the
that
trailer.
smart, that clever.
Probably not. It's like,
I
oh,
don't
we
think
should.
Sony. I don't think Sony is 100% like making all the decisions with everything.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Feige's the main producer of the film.
It'd be funny if they're like,
and he's a clever bastard.
Mm-hmm.
they're like, you can keep the Scooby Doo line in the trailer, but you get that the fuck out of the movie. Don't make me come up there.
Well, yeah, we'll see you in a few weeks. So that's all we got for today. Thank you again for listening. But yeah, I'd say for our next episode, it makes sense that we all get in the holiday spirit and do something, come up with a topic holiday related. So stay tuned for that later this month. As always, this has
SWB
been
audio
Corey, Doug,
capture
JP, and Murph.
not
Ellen
registered.
Breathe Film. We'll see you again next time, film lovers.
Bye.